Hi everyone, in this video we're gonna have something fun and out of the box as a CSS battle. So I'm gonna challenge myself to replicate and get into a CSS battle and replicate any shape that comes along in here. I'm just gonna go through the website, find something and try to replicate it live in the video and try to do it as soon as possible or as fast as possible pretty much, and have you guys watching me how to just do the procedures and how I go through the design and how the thinking process goes on and on. Because I see a lot of videos like CS Battle doing it out there and I see a lot of people loving it. So yeah, why not? Maybe you guys can enjoy this one type of content. And if you do like me, having any collaboration or CS Battle with somebody else, let me know. I would love to. And yeah, so let's just gonna probably, because this challenge is in here for the website. If you're not really familiar with the CSSBattle.dev website in here, well, this one is kind of really just gives you shapes or images in this one. So this is one exclusive, all the shapes, and all you have to do just replicate this one in pure CSS. And what I mean by pure CSS, there's no other thing you can use rather than just CSS with HTML. So you can't include assets from outside the website. Obviously, you can't pretty much have SVGs running there. You can't have JavaScript, nothing like that. All CSS. And this is actually the challenge, just to get all these shapes rounded, really silly shapes, no SVG, no help, just CSS and your editor, and you can have it. So this is actually the funnest, pretty much the funniest part about this one, is having it all being put together using CSS and using your talents and skills and how to manage CSS with HTML and how to put all the things and how well you know CSS. So that's probably going to be doing this particular video tutorial. For the rules, if you're not familiar with this website, there's actually two rules. The first and most obvious one is actually replicating the shape. For example, this I don't know, I think it's an O or something, but replicating this one the same as the original image. So just 100% accurate. Make sure accuracy is your most important part, and make sure to replicate it the same way. Either centered, pixels, width and height, every single detail. The second one, which the website uses to pretty much identify the leaderboard and whom got first and whom second and so on and so forth, is actually by how many fewer lines you're going to put into replicating this. So the fewer lines, the better it's going to get, and the better you're going to have a chance to stand up on the leaderboards up there. So yeah, so you have to replicate it as good as possible and have the fewest lines of code to replicate this kind of shape on CSS with HTML. So yeah, that's basically what we're going to be doing for that one. And this is actually currently the Battle 13. So for this month, there's actually this type of shapes, still not others. And this is the past battles, the past month. So we can choose from this list here. And I do really like this frog. So yeah, why not just go ahead and pick up the frog and we can just get started. So let's go ahead and get started with this frog shape. And so first things first, I'm going to get rid of this comment because it's really not really necessary anyway. We get to the first one, which is the container. I'm just going to give it an ID of a container because it just makes more sense to be this way. I'm not really going to care about how the code is going to look like or how many lines of code I'm going to put or characters. Just going to try to replicate this as good as possible, okay? So I'm going to do body. I'm going to have a display flags and align items to be on the center, so we can horizontally align them or vertically align them, where I say. So justify send content to be center as well for horizontal alignment. Now we're gonna need the color. So this one is the background color of the body. So we want the whole body to be this kind of magenta kind of color. Now the orange are quite different. So this one is a little bit light. So I'm gonna use it for that particular case as on the top. So yeah, I guess that should make the job. So the width and the heights are not really, are they? Not really sure about the width and the height. So this shape is kind of like an oval shape. So it's not really a rectangular or a square box. It's an oval shape. So that's what I'm gonna try to make. I'm gonna increase a little bit. 50, 60, 70, whatever. So I'm gonna do, so border radius, I'm gonna give it like a 30 pixels, 40 pixels, 50. Okay, so we can have less of that. We can have more height. Okay, that looks a lot. We don't want it to be looking a lot. Okay, so does it look bit okay now? So it's kind of, yeah, can do 44 pixels. It's almost the same. I see. So okay, so right now it's going good. So what I'm thinking about again, so this is the first container. I'm gonna have to put the color into this. So I'm just gonna be using copying this color. I'm gonna use background dash color, and I'm gonna use this one so it could match the top color, right, of this one. Now what I want to do is actually want to put this cutout, this mouth cutout, so its mouth cutout. How I'm gonna just try to visualize this. It's really like, I would try to put a circle, but really not sure how. So I try to put like a circle, like a giant circle that doesn't have any overflow and it has a z-index low to have this kind of, it looks like an arc, right? So yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do right here for that circle. So in that case, I'm gonna do div ID. I'm gonna do top, okay? And I'm gonna have I guess another div that separates this. I'm gonna have this ID as a bottom. So this one should be top of an ID. So I'm gonna try to do, the width is gonna be a lot bigger, I guess, 300 pixels, I'm not sure, we will see. Height, I'll just stick with 100 pixels for now. And so the background color, I'm just gonna do this trick. I'm gonna have an overflow, so overflow hidden, so it won't show up. And this one, I'm going to change it to the bottom color so we can have this effect, like the top section, to have this like orange, light orange color, while the other one's just going to have the darkest one. So that's, yeah, look how it looks like right now. It's not really that perfect. So we can do border radius. I'm not sure how much. Is it like, does it need to have full? So this is so I'm gonna do a position absolute, of course. I'm gonna have here a position to be relative to the container. So I'm gonna do left 0. I'm gonna do minus 50% for the left. Okay. And the top is 50%, 20, 10, minus 10%, 20. Okay, what does it look like? Does it look anywhere near that fog's mouth? I guess it's kind of accurate. Let's try to add this into that, like 19, and see how accurate it is. It's almost accurate, so it just needs a little bit of depth into this. Okay. 20, 30. I guess we're still gonna need a little bit of depth into this. Not really sure. Okay, minus 70%. Okay, I don't know, that does look accurate at some point. Look at it. Because here, then the mouth continues. Just slides up there. $160. Okay, I think I need to go 80 and go 70 here. Just increase by 10, so we could. Okay, it's a slightly. I'm not gonna say it's super perfect. It really isn't. Okay, that doesn't really look that perfect, to be honest, with the mouth, because it's quite odd how the mouth is made up. But I guess this one, it's kind of like mimicking this, and it's kind of like making it look like the mouth. Well, we will see how it should go. But I mean, okay, for now I'm gonna stick with this one. I'm just gonna decrease a tiny bit to it. I'm gonna stick with this one for now and try to put the rest of the things, and if it doesn't look really that good, I'll try to come back and make it look a bit better than that, okay? Alright, cool. So we got the top, we got the bottom, like we got a lot of work done into it already. So the challenge into ourselves is going good so far, so good. Now we're gonna work into the second one. It's actually the eyes. You're gonna see the two eyes. What I'm gonna be doing, we're gonna have separate containers for both of these eyes. I'm gonna have absolute positioning. Then I'm gonna just stick these eyes on the top of the frog's head. Okay, so I'm gonna go inside of the top. That's clearing an. Okay, I think it's better not to do it this way, because the frog's top is absolutely positioned. So I don't think this is a good way to manipulate that. Okay. And I don't think we need the bottom anyway. So let's get rid of it for now. So I'm gonna have a div on ID I1. Okay. I'm just gonna name it I1 here. So this is the first eye. I'll try to put the first eye into perspective. So I'm gonna have an I1. And for I1 is gonna have a couple of other things as well into this. So it's gonna have the eyeball, and got the bigger eyeball into this. So I try to put this into perspective here. I'm gonna do div, and for this one I'm gonna create two divs, right? So I'm gonna do small, and actually small is inside of big. So we can have this inside of another div, right? So we can have an ID big. We can open this up. I'm just gonna like as clear CMC and putting the CSS or putting the HTML code in here, like trying to pretty it and try to make it look better, just for you guys to understand exactly what I'm doing right there. Okay, so I got big, got small inside of it. Now I'm gonna put the eyeballs inside of both of these, right? So I'm just gonna have a width and a height. So I'm gonna see width 50 pixels, height 50 pixels as well. So that does look pretty good, I guess. Okay, so border radius, I'm gonna have it to be 50% because we want a full circle. It's an eye, so it's a full circle for the frog. Okay, it's not for all species. Okay, so this is the border radius. So we're gonna have it to be kind of orange, which is the same color as the top body, right? So I'm just gonna copy this one. So background color, I'm gonna give it to be this way. So position, absolute, and top, it's like -1 EM. Left, you can say 10 pixels. Really not sure, but why this I1 is not really showing. So we got everything put into the place, right? So container is positioned in a relative way. So let's try background color red. Yeah, got you. Oh, because it got the overflow to be set hidden, which is pretty bad, I guess. So I'm gonna put red again, just for testing purposes. Now, what I'm thinking about, like, what can we do? So we got the top, and we got overflow hidden, like right here, which we don't want to. So we can have something like, so div, okay, I'm gonna have for this one, I'm gonna have it to be inner container, okay? So for this inner container, I'm just gonna copy the ID, go below this one. It's gonna be pretty much the same as the container. So you're gonna take full width, full height, position, relative, okay? So that's basically what's gonna do for this one. It's gonna do the first most important part, which is overflow hidden. Now inside of that, this side of this inner container, we want to have the top, so the overflow won't interfere with the rest of the elements that are inside of the container itself. So it only interferes what's inside the inner container, and it's kind of like not really looking exactly how I want it to be. So I mean, we don't need the background color in here, and what I think we can do is we can have the same width and height just to cover up everything, and you can have the same border radius there to make it look that way, right? So right now we got the eye, which is on top, and we got the rest of the mouth that is doing the overflow right for us. So that is kind of perfect for now. So let's go into the eye again. I'm gonna copy the color again. I'm gonna put it there, and it's kind of looking, just gonna do 1.5 maybe getting it a bit down there. Really not sure. So let's go ahead and have the second eye, which gonna probably have the same characteristics in there, same eyeballs and everything. So I2, and I'm gonna have big one, small one, big two, small two, because I'm not really in the mood of just like putting elegant and awesome names for these kind of classes right now, or element IDs. So I1, I'm gonna copy this all this. Okay, so we got I2. Now instead of left, I think right should do it. Okay, this should be I2, not I1. There you go, and we have to put some space in between these. So 12, maybe this one should be 12 too. 12. Okay, 12. Yeah, I see the elbows for ours is going outside a lot. So we can have 2 there. 2. Still seeing it's going huge on top. So maybe this way. It's kind of looking the same, okay? Okay, we can have it for now like this way. Now let's go and add the big and small, like for the eyeballs of the frog. So big one and small one. So I'm gonna just beneath this, I'm gonna have the ID big one. So for this, I'm gonna just like do it the same thing. I'm gonna have width and height, which is slightly smaller than the other. So it's gonna be 30 pixels. I'm gonna leave 20 pixels out. I'm gonna do a border radius again. I'm gonna do a 50% border radius. So it's gonna be a full circle. And last but not least, we're gonna have the full background color that we got. Okay. And there you go. So it's not really being put into perspective. So I guess we can use display flags and align items to be center and justify content to center too. Okay, that does look sweet. All right, moving up next into the smaller eyeball. I'm not really sure how to call that, but yeah, you got the point. So small one. Now again, we're still gonna have it a little bit smaller because this one is a 30 pixels, so we need to just do a minus. I'm gonna have it 10 or less because it's a really small thing. So I'm gonna have it a 7, probably. And this one is gonna be black, so super black. And we're gonna do the same thing. So just copy paste this one. I'm not really a fan of copy pasting, but yeah, you got the point of what we're trying to do. So 10 pixels, and I guess it's right for the 10 pixels, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and have all of these copied over. So big one, small one, and rename to 2, 2, and okay, I2 need this hack around to get things centered. The old way flexboxy thingy. And yeah, there you go. The eyes doesn't look really identical, to be honest. But I'm not really sure why. Perhaps we need to pop them out a bit more. Like 0.2. I think it needs more. 0.4, right, okay. So here's I2, 0.4. It's actually really more concerned about this CSS Battle is actually to find the right pixels for your design. So that's gonna take a lot of time to figure out. So that's why it's quite hard to put it on a timer like that and stuff like that to go with. But I think, I don't know, I think we will work with this one for now, let's say. I'm not really satisfied with this. You can have this 100 pixels and I can go ahead and put the top to be 110, right? Does it look anywhere good? Like this one? Not really sure. 15. Okay, just leave it 10 for now. Now, let's go through. That's quite hard to decide. I'm just gonna put the left and the right a bit smaller. Just a teeny tiny bit. So, this one, 0. Oh, I should have made them 14. Yeah, I'm a math maniac. So, I want them to get closer, and that's what's gonna happen. Okay, fair enough. Now let's go ahead and have the the nose of the frog put in there. So I'm just gonna do the same thing. This one is the main div, and do we need this on the top container? Really? I mean, we can just have it the same way. So div id nose 1. I'm pretty sure this is not going to be end up exactly the same as the design because it's totally unfair to have this all the pixels. I'm not sure why my image in here has this slight shift, and even though I'm just totally centering it, maybe because I need to add some margin to it. That maybe happens, but really not sure about how all of that kind of things work. Okay, so I'm just gonna have the nose right now going into it. I'm gonna do nose 1, nose 2, and they're gonna probably have the same thing. So I'm just gonna do width. They are slightly bigger than the eyeballs, so I'm gonna go with 11 pixels. 11 pixels for the width and the height both. And okay, so we need the border radius. So we need a 50% border radius for that, and we need the background color to be pitch black. Okay, and we got it out of the ordinary, so we need maybe need position absolutes, right? And we have this inside of what? So we have it inside of the container, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure why it's up there hanging around by itself. But so I can say left is 50%, top is 50%. Does it make look good? 52. Okay, this is nose 1. It should go 45. Okay, we can go with this one. So I'm just gonna copy, paste it again. So I'm gonna have the same things over and over, just copy pasting this stuff. And this one I'm gonna add a 5, and it's not really gonna make it that identical. I'm not really sure. Perhaps we need to do the trick there. So for transform, we have to do probably translate. So minus 50%, minus 50%. Okay, I'm not sure if that does look fair enough, really. 45. Okay, I'm not sure about this actually, to be totally honest. Okay, so maybe we can have this on top here. I guess we need a little bit more room for these. Okay, I should have increased this by. Alright, it kind of like the nose. They kind of look the same, but this one isn't black. I'm pretty sure it is not black, and as well as the eyebrows in there, or the eyeballs down there, they are more than like transparent. That's why I'm seeing it a little bit weird. How does it look like between the two different versions? So all we can do, instead of the color here, just make it transparent. And transparent wouldn't match. Okay, I'm just gonna copy this color. Okay, and I'm gonna go through the second nose. I'm gonna have it 2. Now for the I1 and I2, I'm gonna, no, not less one, just small. And small one. Yeah, that kind of look better, I guess. And curiously, there's a shift into it. This one is going down by a margin or a shift. Not really sure how this is like going on into this, but seriously, not sure how can we introduce a bit of shift into this. So if we could do something like this is the body. Maybe inside of the container we can introduce some margin top. Can we do 1 EM? Okay, that's nice actually. It's kind of like matching, but the nose are not really matching. They are going top a bit. And as well as the eyes, there's some flickering into it, but I can say overall it's going really good. It's matching really good. And even though like I got this one, like I'm not sure where's the real version and where's the target. So this is the target, this is my version. So I need to set the eyes a bit apart just before going separate ways. I mean, we could can do this 12 maybe. Where is I2? Okay, this is I2. All right, that does look better, kind of. Also the nose also need to get a bit down, and so on top, can we have like a 51 and 51% here, and we can have maybe 42, not really sure, and here we can do a 70. That's okay. That's not too much. That's kind of perfect. And also for the eyes, I want an eye to, I might need to like put them up a bit, because that's what it looks like on the version. Okay, what is wrong with this? Oh, where's the nose? Yeah, my bad. Okay. So as we said, I'm gonna put them up by 1, and the same goes for the I2. Yeah, so what could I say? It kind of looks really close, and it looks really good. So yeah, I'm just gonna get with this one and move along, and it kind of looks pretty good. The design is pretty much matching. We replicated this kind of one. So yeah, hallelujah, we won the challenge, kind of. Not really a challenge, but yes, we did the job, and it's kind of, the frog looks kind of identical with all the colors, with all the shapes and everything. So yeah, congrats to you guys for making this one happen. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video tutorial. Just wanted to get something out of the box and do something really fun for you guys, just to follow along and how you can just replicate this cool frog or any kind of other image with that particular CSS battle, because I see a lot of people enjoying this. So I tried, why not just go with this one and we can do something fun. So one thing just to give you a tip about before ending the video. So like if you are going to just put the challenge in here, you are going to submit it for the score and everything. I'm not going to really submit it. Maybe I will, but this is not really intentional to submit this one and get into the reader board and everything. But if you want to, and since remember the objective for this one is actually to have the code as less as possible. So a few lines is actually the best for you. So to do so, just copy this code. You can go to a website like a CSS Minifier or something. I can grab this up here, and yeah, there you go. So just pasting the code, the whole HTML with the CSS, click Minify, and you're gonna get a slightly smaller version of this. So right now I've got 2,000 characters, right? It's really awful. Even with minifying this one, I got 1,691. Now it's pretty simple. All you need to do, you can go ahead and just like, I don't know, you can, instead of using background color, you can use background only, because it does the same thing. Instead of using margin top, margin bottom, you can just put them in a single statement. That could make it 2. Instead of using ID names that are long like I, you can just use E and a 2, or just an E, and whatever pretty much you can use. And that should make it happen for you if you're really following along and you want to get into the top. But anyway guys, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you really like this kind of tutorials and want more, let me know. I would love to do, if you want me to do a collaboration, a CS battle with somebody else on YouTube, some other developers, I would love to as well. So thank you guys for watching. As I said before, hope you guys enjoy this one, and catch you all hopefully in the next ones.